First time on the MMA Sucker YouTube channel talking to a slap fight guy. Interestingly enough, I got a guy named Raven, Pro League Network's Friday Night Fights Slap Fight Championship live Friday at 10 p.m. from the AMP Summer House. Catch it live on Kai Cenat's stream or PLN's YouTube channel. Raven, man, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
All right. First and foremost, slap fighting, obviously, it gets a bad rap a little bit within the MMA community. These guys are like, what is this crap that's going on? Tell me, like, what you think when people are dogging it like that.
Well, just like anything else, you want to learn a little bit about the sport, you know what I mean? And MMA had the same kind of backlash in the beginning, you know what I mean? Nobody wanted to give it a chance because it was like human cockfighting, that kind of thing. And it's the same similar story with slap fighting, you know. Eventually people see it, they'll see that the right companies that regulate safely and stuff like that can make it a genuinely fun and safe sport.
So you are unbeaten. I see the record 9-0. You are big knockout kind of guy in slap fighting. I want to go back, sort of your backstory though. How'd this all come about? Like, how did you think, hey, I want to
Sorry
you're
about
gone. No,
that.
all good. There you are. How'd you get into this? Like, slap
Okay.
fighting isn't something that you just sort of walk into. I mean, people say, hey, look, it's that trailer trash guy that's in there slapping someone in the face. But tell me how you got into this. Did you train martial arts growing up or slapping people in the face at school? Like, talk to me about your background and how you got all into this and to the unbeaten 9-0 in slap fighting.
It's kind of exactly what you said. Well, when I was a kid, I trained all my life. You know, my dad owned a gym as I was growing up, and I was fortunate enough as a young man to meet JT Tilley, and got to see firsthand about how old school MMA shows work because he was an MMA promoter, and then it flourished. And one day he asked me if I knew anybody that was interested in slap fighting. I got a friend in, and then after I saw it, I wanted in, and I was blessed enough to know that I was good enough at it to be able to keep in the running. So, yeah, and I train MMA often. You know, I train for everything, but I've incorporated a lot of specific training for slap fight, and a lot of the guys who take it seriously do the same.
Tell me about that a little bit then, I guess. How does one train for slap fighting? Because I've always wondered this. As I said, I've never talked to somebody on the YouTube channel or interviewed anybody that does slap fighting. And I've always wondered, like, are you just getting in the gym and slapping each other in the face? Or obviously there's some body mechanics that go into it as well, like hit from the hips and whatnot. So tell me what a training day looks like for you.
So, ideally, me personally, some guys do train by receiving hits from each other. I don't do that myself. But just like in anything else, if you train like lacrosse or running or anything like that, you do like specific muscle groups that apply. And so we do a lot of range of motion, slap type exercises, I'd say, and we do a lot of mitt work. We have I think that a Bob is such a great tool, like a Bob the Bully type deal for slap training, but also resistance bands. And you'd just be surprised at the amount of things from like MMA and weightlifting and all these other sports that apply. So it's a very odd regiment, we do a lot of different type stuff, and it's all, I mean, there's a lot of chest motion and then a lot of bicep motion, just all in this muscle group from shoulder to back and chest.
So like you said, in the early days, MMA was sort of a niche thing. Slap fighting is a niche thing right now. We've seen MMA gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms pop up left, right, and center. There are a dollar a dozen now. Every corner you see a gym. Do you think there will be slap fight specific gyms?
That's a good question, and I've thought about that before. I'd say it just depends on how much popularity it gains. Because we have people in the league that are from all over the country, and there's guys who are from out of the country. We got some guys from Canada and all of that. So definitely, if there was a centralized place where we could maybe get together and train these specific muscle groups together as a group, I think that group training is important. So definitely, I would like to see a gym based on slap fight at one point.
For sure. So looking at this, the setup, Raven, it says a perfect 9-0. You're a knockout dynamo, boasting an astonishing 78% KO rate. You're facing a guy named Slap Jesus. Tell me what you know about him.
Well, I saw that he came in from another league, and I always do a little bit of homework on my opponents. So I saw that he is infamous for clubbing. He's made more than enough penalties to show that he's not a very clean fighter, and he also he is used to slapping on one, which at our company we do a 3 count. So we'll see how that affects him and such. But in the end, I've got a belief that anyone who's susceptible to be knocked out or has been knocked out before, I believe that I can do it. And I trained for another guy who, in my opinion, no offense to Slap Jesus, but I feel like that the guy I trained for was a little bit tougher. I trained to fight a really tough guy, and he stepped in to take his place. So I appreciate that he stepped up.
Tell me what the lead up to these things looks like. I know with MMA, there's media days, there's weigh-ins, there's whatnot press conference. What's it look like for Slap Fight?
About the same in general. We do have pre-fight interviews, just like right now. There's a weigh-in. Like I said, this is for the lightweight championship belt and stuff. So this is kind of the same regime. The weigh-in, I believe, is today, and yeah, just interviews and training. And bickering on the internet. Everybody likes to talk smack. So.
So there's been some good smack talk between the two of you. What's something that stuck out that he said about you?
Well, we haven't got to converse against each other at all, and so he hasn't necessarily said anything directly to me. But I did see on an interview he did with another platform that he called me the flinching king, and I love things like that. You know what I mean? So that just gives me a little bit more motivation to give it all I have. So that way he will see that there will be no flinch, and he may hurt his hand on my head. We'll just have to see on that.
That leads me to something there then. The flinching king, he says. So in terms of MMA, you are sort of, moving around trying to get your feinting, and you're trying to get your partner to move. In slap fight, what would flinching do?
Well, there's a fine line right there, right? And flinching is a penalty. It is illegal in the sport.
Okay.
You're not supposed to slap for the other guy. You know what I mean? And so it's all about being clean and fair. But rumor has spread that it is possible. I cannot confirm nor deny that you can receive the strike at the exact time and maybe let your head move a little bit with it. But that's all up for debate. There's no proof behind that kind of thing. So, but as far as the rules say, there's no flinching allowed.
Fair enough. And as I said, unbeaten, a perfect 9-0. Tell me about the hardest slap you've received.
If I'm going to be honest, I believe that my second match against Runt, who was the middleweight champion of Slapfight Championship, I went against him early in both of our careers, and he still gave me more damage than I had ever received. I fought Cannon, who is another veteran, 2 division champion, and I believe that Runt was the hardest hitter. And in the 4th round, I remember it very well. He hit me in the 4th round, and it made me not want to continue, but my will let me stop. So
I gotta ask, slap fighting, obviously significant trauma to the head. You're getting slapped numerous times in a match. What do you think the length of, say, your career would be in something like this?
my career specifically, I know I've thought about this before. I know when to call it quits before anything happens, and same kind of deal. Like I don't have an unlimited run. I don't have an unlimited distance to run. I have a very specific line that I will call it at, and it's just enough to where I know that I'm safe, and I know that everyone else in the league is safe from me. So uh, that kind of thing.
For sure. And you said this one's for the lightweight championship. If you get your hand raised after this victory, what's next for you? Do you defend the strap? What's the long-term goals in this game?
Well, let me break it to you like this, right? I'm already the undefeated, undisputed lightweight champion of Slapfight Championship. I retired last year because I just had a baby, so I wanted to involve all of my time in my family. And then when I got enough free time, I decided to come back, and they gave the belt to another guy, and a guy that I had already beat, the Cannon. And so, in my opinion, if to be the man, you got to beat the man. So I am still the undefeated lightweight champion, undefeated, undisputed. And after this, it will be the same. And so, if there's somebody that wants to come up and challenge me, they can. But I don't intend on having any more rematches because all of my matches have been such vicious wins that they shouldn't be necessary.
Amazing promo. I will ask you to plug it one more time, but myself, I'll say he is Raven. As I said, Pro League Network's Friday night Slap Fight Championship is live Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific from the AMP Summer House. Catch it live on Kai Cenat's stream or PLN's YouTube channel. So, Raven, I appreciate you joining me today, man. And before I let you go, just plug this match against Slap Jesus.
If you guys want to see ultimate victory, ultimate violence, and ultimate skill, really, tune in to Pro League Network on YouTube on Kai Cenat's stream so that you can see some fireworks go off whenever I potentially reconstruct this guy's face. So we'll see how it goes.
Amazing, man. Thanks a lot for the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.